ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 1. Can someone confirm if you see the screen?
This was
Maitreya Vacha Manostu Shatarupayam Tishrah Kanyascha Jagnire Akutir Devahutischa Prasutir Iti Visrutaha. Sri Maitreya said, Swayambhuva Manu begot three daughters in his wife Shatarupa, and their names were Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti. Akutim ruchaye pradad api bhratramatim nripaha putrika dharmam ashritya Shatarupanu moditaha. Akuti had two brothers, but in spite of her brothers, King Swayambhuva Manu her handed her over to Prajapati Ruchi on the condition that the son born of her be returned to Manu as his son. This he did in consultation with his wife Shatarupa. Prajapati sa Bhagavan Ruchisthasyam Ajijanat Mitunam Brahma Varchasvi Paramena Samadhina. Ruchi, who was very powerful in his Brahminical qualifications and was appointed one of the progenitors of the living entities, begot one son and one daughter by his wife Akuti. Yastayo Purushaha Sakshad Vishnur-yajna-swarupa-drak Ya stri sa dakshina bhuter amsha bhutana payini. Of the two children born of Akuti, the male child was directly an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his name was Yajna, which is another name of Lord Vishnu. The female child was a partial incarnation of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. Uh, आनिन्यस्वय ग्रहपुत्र्याः पुत्रं वितत रोचिषं स्वायम्भुवो मुदा युक्तो रुचिर्जग्राह dakshinam. Swayambhu Manu very gladly brought home the beautiful boy named Yajna, and Ruchi, his son-in-law, kept with him the daughter Dakshina. तां कामयानां भगवान् उवाह यजुषां पतिः तुष्टायां तोषम् आपन्नो जनयद् द्वादशात्मजान्. The Lord of the ritualistic performance of Yajna later married Dakshina, who was anxious to have the personality of Godhead as her husband, and in this wife the Lord was also very much pleased to begot 12 children. तोषः प्रतोषः सन्तोषः भद्रः शान्तः इडस्पतिः इदम्य कविर्विभुः स्वस्नं सुदेवो रोचनाद्विषत्. The 12 boys born of Yajna and Dakshina were named Tosha, Pratosha, Santosha, Bhadra, Shanti, Idaspati, Idma, Kavi, Vibhu, Swahna, Sudeva, and Rochana. तुषिता नाम ते देवा आसन् स्वायम्भुवान्तरे मरीचिमिश्रा ऋषयो यज्ञः सुरा गणेश्वरः. During the time of Swayambhuva Manu, these sons all became the demigod collectively named the Tushitas. Marichi became the head of the seven rishis, and Yajna became the king of the demigods Indra. प्रियव्रतोत्तानपादो मनुपुत्रो महौजसो तत्पुत्रपौत्र नृ नृ नप्तॄणां नप्त्र नप्त्राणाम् अनुवृत्तं तद अंतरम. Swayambhuva Manu's two sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapada, became very powerful kings, and their sons and grandsons spread all over the three worlds during that period. देवहूतिम् अदात् तात कर्दमायात्मजां मनुः तत् सम्बन्धि श्रुतप्रायं भगवत् भवता गदतो mama. My dear son, Swayambhu Manu handed over his very dear daughter Devahuti to Kardama Muni. I have already spoken to you about them, and you have heard about them almost in full. दक्षाय ब्रह्मपुत्राय प्रसूतिं भगवान् मनुः प्रायच्छद् यत्कृतः सर्गस्त्रिलोक्यां विततो महान्. Swayambhu Manu handed over his daughter Prasuti to the son of Brahma named Daksha, who was also one of the progenitors of the living entities. The descendants of Daksha are spread throughout the three worlds. याः कर्दमसुताः प्रोक्ताः नव ब्रह्मर्षि पत्न्य तासां प्रसूतिप्रसवं प्रोच्यमानं निबोध मे. You have already been informed about the nine daughters of Kardama Muni who were handed over to nine different sages. I shall now describe the descendants of those nine daughters. Please hear from me. पत्नी मरीचेस्तु कला सुषुवे सुषुवे कर्दमात्मजां कश्यपं पूर्णिमानं च ययोरापूरितं जगत्. Kardama Muni's daughter Kala, who was married to Marichi, gave birth to two children whose names were Kashyapa and Purnima. Their descendants are spread all over the world. पूर्णिमासूत विरजं विस्वगं च परन्तप देवकुल्यां हरे पाद शौचाद्याभूत् सरिद्दिवः. My dear Vidura, of the two sons Kashyapa and Purnima, Purnima begot three children named Viraja, Vishwaga and Devakulya. Of these three, Devakulya was the water which washed the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, which later on transformed into Ganges of the heavenly planets. अत्रेः पत्नी अनसूया त्रीन् जज्ञे सुयशः सुतान् दत्तं दुर्वाससं सोमम् आत्मेशा ब्रह्म संभवान्. Anasuya, the wife of Atri Muni, gave birth to the three very famous sons, Soma, Dattatreya, Durvasa, who were partial representations of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma. Soma was partial representation of Lord Brahma, Dattatreya was a partial representation of Lord Vishnu, and Durvasa was a partial representation of Lord Shiva. विदुरवाच अत्रेर्गृहे सुरश्रेष्ठाः स्थिति उत्पत्ति अन्तहेतवः किञ्चित् चिकीर्षवो जाता एतत् आख्याहि मे गुरो. After hearing this, Vidura inquired from Maitreya, my dear master, how is it that the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the whole creation, became the offspring of the wife of Atri Muni? मैत्रेय उवाच ब्रह्मणा चोदितः सृष्टाव अत्रिर्ब्रह्मविदां वरः सः पत्न्या यया वृष्कं कुलाद्रिं तपसि स्थितः. Maitreya said, when Lord Brahma ordered Atri Muni to create generations after marrying Anasuya, Atri Muni and his wife went to perform severe austerities in the valley of the mountain known as Riksha. Riksha. तस्मिन् प्रसून स्तबका पलाशाशोककानने वाग्भिश्रवणद्भिरुद्घुष्टे निर्विन्द्यायाय निर्विन्द्यायाः समन्ततः. That in that mountain valley flows a river named Nirvindya. On the bank of the river are many Ashoka trees and other plants full of palas of flowers, and there is always the sweet sound of water flowing from a waterfall. The husband and wife reached that beautiful place. प्राणायामेन संयम्य मनोवर्षशतं मुनिः अतिष्ठद् एकपादेन निर्द्वन्द्वो अनिलभोजनः. There, the great sage concentrated his mind by the yogic breathing exercises and thereby controlling all attachment. He remained standing on one leg only, eating nothing but air, and stood there on one leg for 100 years. शरणं तं प्रपद्येऽहं य एव जगदीश्वरः प्रजाम् आत्मसमां मह्यं प्रयच्छत्व iti chintayam. He was thinking, may the Lord of the universe, of whom I have taken shelter, kindly be blessed to offer me a son exactly like him. Tapyamanam tribhuvanam pranaya maidasangi Tapyamanam tribhuvanam pranayamaidasagnia निर्गतेन मुनेर्मूर्धन्यः समीक्षः प्रभवस्त्रयः. While Atri Muni was engaged in these severe austerities, a blazing fire came out of his head by virtue of his breathing exercise, and that fire was seen by the three principal deities of the three worlds. Apsaro Muni Gandharva Siddha Vidyadhara Rogaraihi Vitayamana Yashasa Tad Ashramah Padam Yayuhu. At that time, the three deities approached the hermitage of Atri Muni, accompanied by the denizens of heavenly planets, such as the celestial beauties, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, Vidyadharas, and Nagas. Thus they entered the ashram of the great sage who had become famous by his austerities. तत्प्रादु तत्प्रादुर्भव संयोग विद्योतितमना मुनिः उत्तिष्ठन् एकपादेन ददर्श विबुधा विबुदर्शबान्. The sage was standing on one leg, but as soon as he saw that the three deities have appeared before him, he was so pleased to see them all together that despite great difficulty he approached them on one leg. प्रणम्य दण्डवत् भूमाव उपतस्ते अर्हनाञ्जलिः वृषहंस सुपर्णस्थान् स्वै स्वै स्वैः स्वैश्चिह्नै च चिह्नितान्. Thereafter he began to offer prayers to the three deities who were seated on different carriers, a bull, swan, and Garuda, and who held in their hands a drum, kusha and a discus. The sage offered them his respects by falling down like a stick. कृपावलोकेन हसद् वदनेनोपलम्बितान् तद् रोषिषा प्रतिहते निमील्य मुनिर् अक्षिणी. Atri Muni was greatly pleased to see that the three devas were gracious towards him. His eyes were dazzled by the effulgence of their bodies, and therefore he closed his eyes for the time being. चेतस्तत्प्रवणं युञ्जन् अष्टाभित्संहताञ्जलिः श्लक्ष्णया सूक्तया वाचा सर्वलोकगरीयसः. अत्रिवाच विश्व विश्वोद्भवस्थितिलयेषु विभज्ञामनैर्माया गुणैरनुयुग विगृहीतदेहा ते ब्रह्म विष्णु गिरीशा प्रणतोऽस्मि अहं वस् तेभ्यः क एव बतवान् भवतां म इहोपहूतः. But since his heart was already attracted by the deities, somehow or the other he gathered his senses and with folded hands and sweet words he began to offer prayers to the predominating deities of the universe. The great sage Atri said, O Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, you have divided yourself into three bodies by accepting the three modes of material nature, as you do in every millennium for the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, all of to you, to all of you, and beg to inquire whom of you three I have called by my prayer. एको मयेह भगवान् विविधः प्रदानैः चित्तीकृत चित्तीकृतः प्रजननाय कथनुयूयम् अत्रागतां तनुभृतां मनसोऽपि दूराद् ब्रूतः प्रसीदत महान् इह विस्मयो मे विस्मयो मे. I called for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, desiring a son like him, and I thought of him only. But although he is far beyond the mental speculation of man, all three of you have come here. Kindly let me know how you have come, for I am gently bewildered about this. मैत्रेवाच इति तस्य वचः श्रुत्वा त्रयस्ते विबुधर्षभः प्रत्याहुः श्लक्षणाय वाचा प्रहस्य तं ऋषिं प्रभो. The great sage Maitreya continued, upon hearing Atri Muni speak in that way, the three great deities smiled and they replied in the following sweet words. Deva uvacha यथा कृतस्ते सङ्कल्पो भाव्यं तेनैव नान्यथा सत्सङ्कल्पस्य ते ब्रह्मन् यद्वैद्यायति ते वयम्. The three deities told Atri Muni, dear Brahmana, you are perfect in your determination, and therefore, as you have decided, so it will happen. It will not happen otherwise. We are all the same person upon whom you were meditating, and therefore we all have all come to you. अथास्मत् अंशभूतयस्ते भूतास्ते आत्मजालोकविश्रुताः भवितारोऽङ्गभद्रं ते विश्रप्स्यन्ति च ते यशः. You will have sons who will represent a partial manifestation of our potency, and because we desire all good fortune for you, those sons will glorify your reputation throughout the world. एवं कामवरं दत्त्वा प्रतिजग्मुः सुरेश्वराः शब् सभाजितास्तयोः सम्यग् दम्पत्योर्विशतोस्तथा. Thus, while the couple looked on, the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, disappeared from that place after bestowing upon Atri Muni the benediction. Hare Krishna. This Canto 4 is wonderful because it has a treasure full of great um, pastimes that are described. And in fact, we get this opportunity when we are taking up to this, especially the first chapter. We are discussing about Atri Muni and how Dattatreya, the incarnation of the Lord, has manifested. And in that connection, let's take few. I mean, there are nice purports elaborating how the creation began. Yeah, in fact, I'm just referring. This is the chapter itself is called genealogical table of the daughters of Manu. So the connection between Canto 3 and 4 is, yeah, I'm just referring to this Bhagavad Subodhini. It is said, Vidura inquired Maitreya Muni to speak about Swayambhuva Manu's dynasty. Yeah, this we know that in the third canto, chapter 21, there is this ask. Yeah, Vidura is asking, and then Maitreya first described about Manu's second daughter Devahuti, hmm, her marriage with Kardama Muni, and followed by activities, and then there is whole Sankhya philosophy. Lord Kapila said everything, but the descendants of Devahuti's daughters were not described. And that's why in this fourth canto, first chapter is actually Maitreya describing the lineage of Devahuti's daughters. Also that of Manu's other daughters, Akuti and Prasuti. Hmm. So that would be the content of this particular canto. And when we come to this genealogical line of Akuti, Akuti is the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu has three daughters. Yeah, if you see the first three verses, he's saying begot three daughters and two sons. Yeah, three daughters are Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti. Yeah, we already have seen about Kardama Muni and Devahuti life, and also their son Kapila Muni, and that is covered. Now we come to who is Akuti. Akuti is given in marriage to a rishi called Ruchi. Uh, Manu, he has consulted with his wife Shatarupa that may we give our daughter Akuti to Ruchi, of course, with one agreement. What is that? Handed over Akuti to Prajapati Ruchi on condition that the son born of them, yeah, will be given to him. Why? Because though he had three daughters, yeah, and he was very eager to have sons, or actually not only just son, he knew that the son of Ruchi and Akuti will be the Lord incarnating, yeah, Yajna. That's why. So sometimes what happens, and this is approved, the system of giving is sometimes a son less person. If someone doesn't has a son, what they do is they give their daughter to someone and say, "Hmm, we give you this daughter, yeah, and then um, Putrika Dharma." So it is said to inherit his property. This is called Putrika Dharma. Swayambhu Manu already had two sons. Still, he kept this condition at the time of Akuti's marriage because he knew that the Supreme Lord will be born from his daughter Akuti. So, and then he got Yajna and Dakshina. Prajapati Ruchi, he who is a Brahma Varchasvi, who is very powerful, begot in Akuti too. Uh, incarnation of the Lord, who is Yajna, and the daughter is called Dakshina, and who is incarnation, partial incarnation of Lakshmi Devi. And this was the word that I was really trying to recollect when we were glorifying the Alvars. Yeah, at that time, to glorify Mother Lakshmi, there is this word that I was trying, and here it comes. Uh, where is this? This is coming in 3, 4. Yeah, next. 1 second, please. Yeah. Uh, Ruchi Prajapati, Ajijata, Brahmavachasi. Okay, the fourth one. There is this who is Dakshina is mentioned is Amsha Bhuta. Amsha Bhuta is fine. Amsha Bhuta means being expansion. Anapayini means never to be separated. We cannot imagine that Lakshmi Devi is ever away from Lord Vishnu. That's why she is addressed as Anapayini. So even if sometimes there is asking, yeah, who is that? There is a question asked to Prabhupada that, yeah, Radha Partha Sarathi, yeah, yeah, in ISKCON Delhi, the deity's name is called Radha Partha Sarathi, and we see, okay, um, in the whole, what is it? Mm, Kurukshetra, we see only Krishna and Arjuna, and Partha Sarathi is actually Partha and Sarthi, who is that? Krishna. And where is this Radharani coming? Radharani, it is said that Radharani is always there. Prabhupada says Radharani is always present. They cannot be separated. And the word which is attributed to that is Anapayini, because Lakshmi Devi never separates from the Lord. In fact, in the purport, it said Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu, which means when Lord Vishnu is incarnating, Lakshmi Devi, whether visible, whether prakritic, whether we can see or not, she is always present. Here it is stated that both the Lord and Lakshmi, who are eternal consorts, appeared from Akuti simultaneously. People may ask, na, if that is the case, they should be brothers and sisters, isn't it? Both the Lord and his consorts are beyond this material creation, as confirmed by many authorities. Narayana, yeah, Narayana Paro Vyaktat means, therefore, their eternal relationship cannot be changed. Only when we talk in the context of material, we have this, okay, sometimes you may have heard that, what do you call this? Life after death experiences that people share. Sometimes, I think it was Bombay somewhere, that, yeah, we may see a relation can be scrambled or kind of, yeah. But no, when it comes to the Lord coming from the eternal world, though they have come here from Akuti still, yeah, here. the Lord. And then what happened? Then Manu brought home Yajna. That was, of course, agreed upfront. And Ruchi kept Dakshina with him. So in that way, what happened? Manu was afraid that his son-in-law Ruchi might be sorry for taking his son, but Manu was glad that a daughter was also born along with the boy. So in this way, because there is who appeared, Lord and his consort. So for Ruchi also, there was no big problem. He could happily give. And the creation goes further. Then later on, Yajna married Dakshina, and begot in him 12 children: Tosha, Pratosha, Santosha, Bhadra, Shanti, Idaspati, Idma, Kavi, Vibhu, Swahna, Sudeva, and Roshana. All of them are called Tushitas. Although both Yajna and Dakshina appeared from Akuti simultaneously, they are Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. Uh, and then there is further explanation about six kinds of beings preceding during the Swayambhuva Manu. In fact, did I cover that or yeah? Manu, yeah, see, whenever there is a creation in one Manvantara, there are six beings who are present. Who is that first? Manu, the chief, who is the actual person of that Manvantara, the head of it. The next one is Manuputras. Who are the Manuputras in Swayambhu Manu time? Uttanapada and Priyavrata. And then there are Devas. Who are these Devas? These 12 Devas are Tushitas, who are Santosha, Pratosha, Shanti, uh, um, Vibhu, Kavi, Idmaha, they are these 12. And then uh, Lord of heaven, who is Indra? Uh, there is this Sureshwara. Sureshwara means, Sura means demigod, Sureshwara means the Lord of the demigods. Who is that Indra? And who is taking that Indra's role? Here in Swayambhuva time, it is Yajna, who is the partial expansion of Lord Vishnu, became the king of heaven, Indra. Hmm? And then Rishis, Marichi and others, and then Amshavataras, who are there, Lord Yajna. So in that way, these seven roles are taken care by these seven groups of people. And then there is further explanation. This Devahuti, Manu handed over Devahuti to Kardamamuni, Prasuti to Daksha, and then he further describes the nine daughters of Devahuti and Kardamamuni. Yeah, because there in that context, Devahuti and Kardama Muni, only son Kapila Muni was explained, and how Kapila Muni has instructed Sankhya philosophy is explained. So continuing from there, here we will see who is given to whom in marriage. The daughter Kala is given to Marichi, Anasuya to Atri, Shraddha to Angira, Havirbhu to Pulasya, Gati to Pulaha, Kriya to Kratu, Urja or Arundhati is given to Vashishta Muni, Chitta or Shanti to Atharva, Khyati to Bhrugu. Uh, so, and of course, there is whole description about all these 13 to verse number I have covered like 43. There is a whole description how it expanded. But in short, we can also see how Anasuya and Atri together have begotten the powerful incarnations of the Lord as offspring. That is mentioned from verse number 16 to 33. So Vidura is inquiring, how is it that the three deities, creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the whole creation, became the offspring of wife of Atri? Atri was not an ordinary sage. He was so powerful, and just because he got the instruction to expand the population in the universe, he and his dear wife, Atri, they went to a very nice place. What is this? There, the river Nirvindya flows, and its banks have many palasa and ashoka trees. And there, this couple have resided in an ashrama, and Atri Muni controlled his breath and mind through pranayama and remained standing on one leg for 100 years. And with that, he 100 years eating nothing but air. And Atri, in this, what is he doing? He's not a Shunyavadi. No. What he was doing is he was saying, May the Lord of the universe, Jagadishvara, of whom I have taken shelter, offer me a son exactly like him. This is very important. Yeah? In fact, you can see the verse 20 and also in Telugu Bhagavatam also this is very clear. When Atri was calling out, he just said he is just addressing Jagadishvara. Sometimes we have this confusion that way is Jagadish Lord Shiva, is Jagadish Lord Vishnu, is Jagadish Lord Brahma. I mean, usually we may not have that question, but at least Shiva, we Jaya Jagadish Hare, and then who is it? Is it Shiva? Yeah. So in fact, Atri Muni he had just said Jagadishwara. Then in Telugu Bhagavatam it is said the three demigods, not only three demigods, all the devatas who were there, they were not sure, did he call us? Because we are only devas, but not deva devas. We are not Jagadishwaras. We are not the, uh, we are not that. So they just, yeah, they didn't react when Atri Muni was doing this tapasya so strongly and strictly. And then initially there was also this question, is it me? Lord Shiva is thinking, is it me? Lord Brahma is thinking, is so Jagadishwara, of course, means Jagat, which is a material world, and the Lord of the material world. And of course, the three in the planar, in the partial expansions, three of them, yeah, are addressed. And then, in fact, he comes, all the three comes. Atri offers respects. Atri was standing on one leg and he fell flat like a danda. Dandavat pranam. What we say, danda means a stick. Dandavat, just like a stick will fall without, taking all comfort to bend down. No, like a stick, like a rod. So that way, three just in spite of such a austerious position he was in, he'd offered his respect, and after that, Atri Muni was pleased to see that they were gracious towards him. He closed his eyes for the time being due to their dazzling effulgence. So the lords, see, we have three lords coming, and not only three lords, all, the Kinneras, Gandharvas, everyone, all of them followed them. Atri was pleased. Atri's prayers, he's saying, who did I call is the question. Huh? In fact, in as I said, 4:120, in the 20th verse, but Atri called for the Lord as Jagadishvara, but he was not sure who that Jagadishvara was. He was doubtful about the constitutional position of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he asked whom he had called. This is what in the verse number 27 it is said. He is asking Atri's statement, you have accepted bodies by the material gunas, hmm, was made out of ignorance, about Vishnu's position, since it is impossible for the Lord to have a body of material sattva. Hmm. So in fact, this question, the three lords remain silent because Atri is asking, whom did I call? Please tell. Thus, Atri clarified his statement and he said, I called for one Lord, desiring a son like him, but three of you have come. Please be merciful and let me know how this happened, for I am now bewildered. So, usually when we are praying, we are thinking, oh, Narsingadev, at least we know, okay, it's very clear when Narsingadev manifests, he will look like a lion, half man, or when we pray for Kurma, in Kurma avatar, then we know the features. And when we talk Jagadishwara, who is the Lord of the universe, universes, then when they appeared, who precisely did I call? Hmm. And the answer is, since you are a Sat Sankalpa, whatever you wished will be fulfilled. So all they said, we are all the same person upon whom you were meditating. Because their activities are creation, maintenance, destruction of the universe, any one of these three may be considered the Lord of the universe, Jagadishvara. Atri Muni did not specifically mention whom he wanted, so all the three came before him. You will have sons who will represent a partial manifestation of our potency. Of course, he was very nicely rewarded, not just one son, but three sons. Sometimes, I mean, we hear that Dattatreya, we see that he has three heads and he has all the three lords into the same form. Here we can see, no, in fact, we see Soma, Lord Soma, who is the moon, Dattatreya, and Durvasa. There are three who have come as offspring of Anasuya, yeah. And then where are we? Yeah, I think we stopped there actually. After this, the three lords disappeared, and what happened next, we will continue, and we'll also discuss the Falastuti of hearing this Atri and Devahuti, and also the expansion of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so the Canto 4 starting is um, it seems a bit complicated to understand all this big, huge family tree, and also it's very difficult to remember. I mean, if we don't have a reference handy, then it's very difficult to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, but while you were explaining and reciting the Bhagavatam of this Atri Muni and Anushua, I was recalling we visited the ashram of Atri Muni and
Yeah.
Anushua, and
Naimush.
how
Chitrakoot,
Anushua
right?
uh,
Mm.
got this benediction from this three god after they tested her uh,
Yeah.
purity.
Yeah.
Just recalling this, and yeah, it's very nice thing to have
Mm.
this what you have experienced, and now you are
You're also reading.
experiencing the
Yeah.
scriptures. Thank
Yeah.
you, Prabhuji.
Reference. Yeah. Nice. In fact, that temple is very nice temple. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. They maintain very nice, all very, very nice wooden uh, artwork to give a glimpse of who is chaste. And also, yeah, it was very big, not uh,
Yes,
along the Mandakini River. Huh?
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Good.
Hare
Any
Krishna, Prabhuji.
questions? Yeah.
So thank you, Prabhuji, for this part of family lineage. Prabhuji, these three sons. So one is Soma, Durvasa, and Dattatreya Bhagwan. So
Mhm.
can we say Dattatreya Bhagwan as the Lord himself, or he is Satyavish avatar, or because he wanted the son like God,
I,
Lord, but
as
not.
far as I remember reading, I think it comes in one of the purports, yeah, that he's Amsha Avatar. Yeah. Which Amsha? I think it comes in the shloka itself, how he's addressed. I'll refer and I'll let you know, maybe by tomorrow.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Amsha Bhuta, plenary no, I have to see. I have read somewhere.
Just Prabhuji, was thinking that he many worship Lord Dattatreya. So
Hmm.
is it authorized is to worship him as the Lord, or
Yeah, why not? Yes. Hmm.
mm, so
Yeah.
he can one say he's same as the Vishnu Tattva, or
Yeah. This is what I think you were asking, na? Whether he's a plenary expansion or is he a Shakti Avesh Avatar. If it is Shakti Avesh Avatar, then it's not Vishnu Tattva. Hmm.
okay, Prabhuji.
So let me check. I have to refer both because when I read the Telugu version, there is also more detail. I have to, I mean, long back I read. I'll check once again. And in one of the slokas, we see what is mentioned. Yeah, Ratikeli Mataji knows. Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I think if I remember correctly, it's a partial expansion of
So
Vishnu.
Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah, Vishnu Tattva.
Okay. You can
But I
quote
think
somewhere.
yeah, I will find out and give the reference, Prabhuji.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think it's
Because
yeah.
yeah, here of course in the verse 33 we can see that Amshena, which is a partial
Mm,
expansion. Yeah.
yeah. Mm,
And yeah. So yeah, 33 I can see that already. But I have
yeah.
already read somewhere of more details because
Mm,
though a tree was call. We usually know that there are these three: Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha came, and they are incarnated in the form of Dattatreya. But actually, uh, where I have to see where it is clearly mentioned that it is mainly Lord Vishnu who has appeared, and others, yeah, we can clearly see here it is that Brahma's expansion is in fact Soma, and Lord Shiva expansion is in the form of the Turvas. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Prabhuji, when I read this from Guru Charitra, there it is given that after they appear and bless Anusuya Mata, then Soma goes back to his abode, and also Shiva goes back to the abode, but they leave their Amsha in
okay.
the Vishnu. So the Vishnu Amsha only remains as Dattatreya
Yeah.
with Shiva and Soma Amsha, Brahma's Amsha.
Something similar is what I heard in Telugu Bhagavatam.
Hmm.
It was said that, yeah, as I said, when it came, Lord Shiva and Brahma, they have come, but mainly because this call was attributed to the Jagadishwar, I mean, open, and then
Hmm.
it is Lord Vishnu who has, yeah, principal principal of, I mean, yeah, was main principal
Hmm.
after was Dattatreya of Lord Vishnu.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's a plenary expansion, and I think to answer the question from Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu, na, it is not same like the complete expansions like Narsimha Dev or Varaswamy,
Mm.
where 100% Vishnu Tattva.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Dattatreya is different. That's what I think in purports Prabhupada had mentioned. Like it's only partial expansion and
Mm.
not the complete expansion.
Mm. The moon was born from partial
Thank
representation
you.
of Vishnu. Yeah, nice. And something else came, but anyway, yeah, yeah. So this
Okay,
is for
I
now.
understood it is so Prabhuji was partial expansion is Satyavesh avatar, right?
No, need not be. Partial expansion can still be Amsha and Amsha. So plenary expansion, plenary portion of plenary expansion. There are so many levels of expansions of the Lord, and then there comes also Shakti Avesh avatar. In fact, Parashuram avatar is a Shakti Avesh avatar. Yeah. So
So Vishnu Tattva is Dattatreya avatar.
this is what we as of now see, but as I said, yeah, can also gather more detail.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Mhm. Okay. Good. Thank you very much, and we'll continue tomorrow with the remaining chapter. Vanchakalpatarabhyashta kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.